So we are here for our International Future Talk, and I have Harriet Bratt, and she made a perfect keynote yesterday. And Harriet, we are so pleased you're here. So tell me, what's the international trends in your opinion?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for your kind words, and it's an honor to be in this space. I really think the GSA is providing so much value, so much benefit for the future of the speakers here. So amazing. What do I think are some international trends at the moment? It would be remiss of me not to say AI. I think that is the most prominent right now. It's the one that's being discussed the most and shared. And if we're open to it, it's actually something that can provide so much value to everybody's business.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure too. So the second question is, what do you think are the most important 3 future skills we need to perform?
The most important, well, to go off what I said a moment ago, I think we have to be open and using AI. We need to be in the digital space. What that looks like is going to be different to everybody. We've seen speakers this weekend that have been using AI within their slides, their PowerPoint. Martin Lashkonnik had a beautiful video image that enhanced what he was saying from the stage. But for me, I use it in marketing, in sales, but as my authentic self, I don't dig into it so much on the stage because I really believe the power is in the energy and the connection of the people. So that brings me to my second skill, is really owning who you are and showing up as that. And maybe a skill, maybe not a skill. I think it's flexing the muscle of showing up, standing up, speaking up. Yeah, work the muscles. But it's connection. It's working on your communication skills. It's working on connection. Because whilst AI is important and necessary, I believe, in business right now, and as we look into the future, it will never replace that heart to heart, the humanness of us. So absolutely AI, communication and connection, and then lastly, I would say speaking, the power of the platform, the power of the mic.
That's very true. So thank you very, very much. A last question. What about holo speaking, digital things like that? What do you think? Is it a part of the future or is it just a trend?
I think it is. I think there are people who, I mean, it's fun, it's playful, it's entertaining, but more than that, and I'll be honest, it's not me, I'm not that person, but there are many incredible individuals, humans out there that love it. They find it fascinating, they're interested by it, creating it, using it, showing and creating an experience for other people using these hologram singers or speakers. So I do believe it's here to stay. However, again, I don't believe it will ever replace us as speakers. The power of the humanness, the power of the heart, the power of the energy that we bring in person, it will never replace. So I think it can only enhance what we do if we're open to that, but it cannot replace us.
Yeah. Harriet, what are you do speak about?
Unleashing your warrior within. So I support speakers, coaches, and mentors to step fully into their power and not just speak, but impact from live and virtual stages.
So you're from the UK.
Yes.
What kind of a trend do you see there about business skills, about the economy and things like that? What touches you as a speaker?
I would say exactly what I'm experiencing in this environment with the German Speakers Association. In the UK right now, they are really supporting each other and coming together. Collaboration, networking, the power in rising together. You know, your beautiful quote earlier that said the magic of the future together. And that's really becoming much more prominent. I think there was, you know, we sort of joke about ego with speakers. And I think a lot of people were kind of in that go it alone as a solo entrepreneur with their teams. But now we're seeing much more unity, much more connection, hosting events together, spreading the message together, leaning on each other's topics together and being able to provide more education, inspiration for the audience. So I think unity.
Great. So thank you so much for having this little talk.
Thank you.
So at the GSA, we have the motto, shaping the future together. And so I'm very curious, what are the international trends? You are the GSF president, and I guess to any convention at the world, so you know probably a lot of the trends.
Trends in regards to speaking business,
yes,
meeting
please.
business? Okay. So I think that one of the most important things that we can think about right now is serving the different businesses that we do as speakers. And I think that the trends that I am seeing is that a speaker is no longer just a speaker. To build a speaking business, there are many things that we need to learn. So a speaker will just not be a keynoter. We just don't see that anymore. A person who's in this business will be may do a keynote, but they also may be a trainer. So they'll go in and they'll do a keynote and then maybe a workshop in the afternoon, or they may be a trainer and then occasionally do a keynote. But there's always additional business that they do. Sometimes they'll be a moderator, sometimes they'll be a facilitator for a meeting, but there's always additional things. And so there's so many things that we do in this business that it's very rare that you'll find a speaker who just does one thing. They may have books, they may sell just books, but then that has many things that goes along with being an author too. So it's a multi-business, multifaceted business, and to really expand and make a lot of money in our business, it has to have a lot of facets to it. I would say that would be my best answer for today.
Wow. That's very interesting. So we see that in Germany too, like that. Another question is, what do you think are the most necessary 3 future skills we need as speaker?
Well, one of the things that you have done so well here, and I have applauded it from the first session I attended at GSA, is that you are really working on the inner person. And I love Martin Lashkonik. He said at the very first session I attended that a really good speaker works on the person first. And you become a better speaker by being a better person. And so when you get to know yourself, your strengths and your areas that need improvement, you become a better speaker. And I think we owe that to our clients, that when we find out what we can do best, and we show those to our clients, and that we know where our areas of weaknesses are, and that we work on those, we can deliver better, and we can know where we can work on this side so that we can deliver that better for our clients as well. And I think that here I've grown and I've enjoyed your sessions that you have offered, and I think you do a great job at GSA of really working on offering a variety of skills, workshops that really address those skills so that you can choose what you want to work on when you've determined what you need to work on. So my compliments.
Wow, thank you very, very much. We're very pleased about that. So, Ruby, one last question. You come from the States. What are the differences between the States and here? What do you think?
Wow. Actually, I think there's more similarities than you would think. We all want to achieve, we all want to be better.
Yeah.
And we all want to work together. What I've seen, the likenesses have been very rewarding for me, because actually right before our interview, I was talking with one of your attendees here, and we were talking about how wonderful it is that in this profession we are so helpful with each other and we want to share. And it goes back to Cabot Robert, and it talks about how we want to, if I make you better, you make me better, the profession is better.
Yeah,
and it's about building that bigger pie for everybody. And I just don't think there are very many professions that are like that. And so I like to focus on how we are all in the same business. And yeah, there are differences. We may speak a different language, but we have the same heart. And we want to make our clients better, make the world better. And I think you asked the question about why we're doing what we do and our vision. And I wake up in the morning and think about how many lives I can change. And I know it sounds a little corny, but that's what I start my day with. And whether it's as a volunteer for a speaking association, or working with clients, or answering a phone call when a speaker has a question, it's like that's where I focus. So I think we all have that in common.
Good to know. So, I do have one last question for you.
You can keep asking, it's fine with me.
No. So, is there anything you would like to say to our GSA members?
Well, I did I did say this at the end of my workshop today, in that it's such a pleasure, having been here in 2016, and I applaud the growth that I have seen in GSA, and I applaud the ability to see a group come together and enjoy each other, and just the growth that I have seen. So I applaud you as a leader. I applaud your team as that has put all of the wonderful conference together. And I haven't figured out the best way to say this, but it's wonderful to see so many people willing to look within and grow themselves. Just as I said a minute ago, I believe that when we do work on ourselves, we become better at our profession. And I saw a lot of work there, and I enjoyed working on myself here. Yeah. I think that's really important, and it's great. I do want to take credit for something, if I may go out on a limb here, in that when I was the third speaker, and when I asked if everybody would raise their hand, and 5 people did, and then the next person had more people, and by the end of the second day, everybody was raising their. I started that. I just want to let you know, I warmed up the group for that. So I just want to go down in history saying that I got them used to the whole idea of contributing and being interactive. So when somebody starts about how interactive they, I just want to know. I want people to know that I helped start that. Okay.
Very perfect. So thank you very, very much.
You bet. It was my pleasure, and thank you for inviting me to be here. What an honor, and congratulations on an outstanding conference.
Thank you. We are very pleased to have you here.
My honor.
Thank you very much,
my
Ruby.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Well, Meredith, I'm so happy and glad you're here to our convention from the States.
Yes.
And you're the NSA president right now. So tell me, what are the international trends you see?
The international trends that I see, well, really as chair of the National Speakers Association, one of the most important goals we have is to work so much more closely with our global partners. I mean, it's a global world, right? And it's interesting, as I look in the work that I do when it comes to the economy or it comes to the speaking industry, you're really feeling the same challenges in Germany that we're feeling in the US, and we're very tied together. So I think probably the biggest trends are we need to work more closely with our global partners. We need to understand that as you get stronger, we get stronger. And I think that we all need to work together to elevate the profession of speaking. Is that really there is something very unique about professional speakers, and we add a lot of value in the world, and we need to work together to elevate that.
That's perfectly true.
Yeah.
That's true. So we are getting in a very complex world. So what do you think, which 3 future skills do we as speakers need?
Yeah, what a great question. Number 1, I think as speakers, we need to work more on understanding exactly the problems that our clients are having. It is a very complex world. So I think gone are the days when you could just get up and talk about leadership. You need to specifically understand what your clients are going through and speak to that. I think that we need to work harder at engaging the audience, understanding and having empathy for the audience. I mean, people can sit home and Google anything they want to or watch a YouTube video. So why should they experience you? The third is there's got to be return on investment. They have to walk away with actions and strategies and feel like listening to you as a speaker made a difference for them.
Very fine. So tell me, you were as a speaker on our stage, what are the difference between Germany and the States when you go on stage?
When you speak internationally, I think, first of all, I mean, the German Speakers Association, you're such a warm and inviting group. So that makes it quite a bit easier. But I think that, I started the morning off trying to greet you in German and say something about Germany. I think that when you speak internationally, you at least have to try. I certainly couldn't have done the whole talk in German. And then I think you have to find a way to relate and connect to the audience. But honestly, I don't find people that different. I think around the world, if we focused more on what we had in common rather than what makes us different, then I think we would get a lot further in life.
Wonderful. So is there anything else you would like to let us hear?
Yes, I think that I really want to go back and state again that I feel since I've joined the National Speakers Association and now moving into a leadership, I have seen the relationship really grow between the international groups and the National Speakers Association.
That's true, yeah.
So much, and I want to continue to see that happen. I mean, to walk in here to the German Speakers Association and see so many people that I know and that I recognize, it's like coming into friends, and I hope that you feel that way when you come, to the States. But I think about my clients, and my clients are global. So to be able to pick up the phone or send an email and call you and say, I'm speaking in Germany, what advice can you give me, or vice versa, I think is really important. And then again, I'm going to say that it feels like everybody is a speaker these days, and the profession of professional speaking is a skill, and people need to join our associations to learn it.
Well,
yeah,
I'm with you very much.
Yes.
So one more question.
Sure.
Just showed up, and now I forgot it.
It'll come to you.
What was it? It was such a wonderful one. I thought. Nope. Forgotten. Yeah. Well, I will say one last thing, yes,
even though if you don't ask me a question, is that we are recording this at a time when the German economy is definitely challenged, the U.S. economy is definitely challenged. Yes. As speakers, this is the time you need to be out and talking to clients and customers. People need us now. And you really need to get out there in the world and help people figure out the challenges and the problems. I think our profession is so important and so incredibly relevant. People need you. Do not be afraid of the challenges in the marketplace. Go out there and sell your services.
I think so too. But now I do know my question.
I figured if I talked, you might come up with it.
How long have you been to the NSA yet? And why do you think people who are professional speakers need us?
Great question. So I have been speaking professionally since 2009. That's when I found the National Speakers Association. And I am pretty sure I was about the worst speaker out there when I found the profession. And I think that people need our associations because people think that professional speaking is about giving a speech. Again, I can go on YouTube and Google anything. Professional speaking is about getting people to think differently about something, giving them the tools, and then doing what in any other profession is impossible and only professional speaking can do, and that is getting people to take action. And that is, we move people from idea to belief with hope to take action. And that is how the world moves. Without us, without hope, and if you don't learn to speak, you don't understand how to give people hope. And without hope, it's just words.
So that's a very good reason to join the NSA or the GSA.
Absolutely, or both.
Or both.
You should join both, right?
So thank you very, very much. We are very pleased to have you here, and such a great keynote. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you. Such an honor to be with GSA. I love GSA.
Thanks.
Thanks.